everybody, it is Monday morning and I am back with another organizational tip. So hope you guys had a great weekend and you're excited to have some more ideas. Stay tuned at the end of the video today because I have a quick crafting tip from a project that I just came up with this morning really quickly, needed a tag, and I want to share my tip with you. So organization makes life easier, right? It gives us the time to craft and enjoy our crafting rather than being stressed with always pulling things out and putting things away and never finding what you want and so forth. So today's tip is about organizing your finished projects. So your cards or your gift items or things like that, so that when you have an occasion at the last minute, which I might have a lot, running out the door, oh wait, I just need a card, then I can run to my cards and get what I need. So here is my strategy for organizing my cards. I have these card boxes. They come kind of in any different size that works for you. They come from the craft store in these sort of photo storage boxes that are real simple. You can get card specific ones. Right now Stampin' Up! Isn't carrying a specific card storage box, but there are definitely things that you can use. And just like our tip from last week, if you don't want to invest in things like this, empty cardboard boxes are great. So this is an empty Stampin' Up! Catalog box that I've just repurposed as my card storage. So however you organize them, you want to make sure that you group your card themes so that they are appropriate for what you're looking for. So for example, I found that thank you cards was too broad a category. I split it up into thank you cards masculine and thank you cards, so that if we have a male teacher who we need to give a thank you card to, then I can look in a different spot than like my pretty flowery pink and purple ones. Not that they wouldn't also like that, but you know what I mean. Sometimes it helps to subdivide a little bit. I have guy birthdays, and kid birthdays, kind of all those different subdivisions. So how do I label those things? This little guy right here is my favorite. If you have a favorite label maker, go ahead and leave it in the comments. I know there are a lot of really good ones out there. This one is pretty ancient. It might be on the order of like 20 years old, but it's made by Brother, and I know they still make P-Touch label makers, but it's real simple. You just type in what you want and then you have your thing here. So I have my labels made by my son. He helped me, which is why this one, oh, it's backwards. Let me see if I can switch it for you. Settings. I might not be able to set it once I'm in here. Well, anyway, you get the idea. He had to personalize his, oh, now I can't get rid of the screen. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we're back. Anyway, he had to personalize it with his own little touch there. So yeah, so go ahead and divide. Now, some things you have one card for, so it doesn't make sense to have a whole category. So in that case, things like baby and Valentine's and Thanksgiving and Easter, I ended up all kind of mixed together. Not mixed, but all put together in one box so that I have what I need. Now, if you're like me, you kind of sit down, you like to make cards in batches. So it doesn't always make sense to make a card and then go pull out the box and put it in. So I actually batch my sorting. And to do that, I have these sort of loose bins that I keep cards in. And then when the card bin gets full and the loose bin gets full, then I go ahead and I sort it into my boxes. So that really saves me a lot of time for crafting. And let's see. Oh, another tip I wanted to share with you about cards. If you do batch crafting, then a lot of times you'll end up with multiple cards of the same design. So in that case, what I like to do is grab a Post-it note. Okay, so here's an example of that. I have 6 of these cards that I made for a special occasion, but I'm gonna put a Post-it note on them. And then when I send one of these cards, I'll write a little note on the Post-it note to say who I sent it to. That way I don't have to worry that I sent that card to the same person already, okay? So keep a little Post-it note handy, and then these would go in box under the right category. What else? Sending cards. Date organizers. So different strategies work for different people. I'm a little bit more random about my date sorting, but some people find that it's really helpful to keep a month at a time calendar where you have, all your January birthdays and anniversaries and occasions all written out, and then February is a new page, and March and April. That way from year to year, you can find exactly the cards that you're gonna need for a certain month, and then that batch crafting comes in handy. And it would come in handy for me because then I know if I already sent the card to somebody. So it would be on my Post-it note. All right, I think that kind of covers us pretty well for crafting. So I still have a tip that I'm going to share with you, and then tomorrow's video about organization, the LovenStamps Studio Tour tomorrow, will be about sponges, keeping your sponge daubers and your sponge brayers and your sponge wedges organized, and inky free fingers as much as possible, right? We're crafters. Inky fingers are a sign of a good crafting time. So, all right, so here's my tip. I had this plain bag that I needed to deliver to someone today, and I wanted to make a tag for it. So what I did was take my Apple Builder Punch, and I planned to use the Harvest Hellos stamp set, which has little pumpkin things to match. I took a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock and just folded it in half. And then what you want to remember when you're punching this way is that you can make really easy shaped tags by punching on the fold. So I'm going to turn around this way. So I'm going to slide this in here and see how now I've got my fold inside the punch window. So I'll do it a little bigger so you can see how that works. My fold inside the punch window so that I can punch and have that be shaped. Now it takes a little extra muscle to do that, but here is my shaped tag. Okay, see how the little pieces are connected? It's kind of like making paper dolls like you did when we were in elementary school or whatnot. And all stamped up, here is my cute little pumpkin tag ready to go. See, sorry it's backwards. I'll try and remember to change that for tomorrow. But all I did was stamp it with the Harvest Hellos stamp set, and then I'll write a little message. And the little stem here on this punch makes great apples and it makes great pumpkins. I find that the leaf makes it look very apple-y, so I don't usually use the leaf when I make pumpkins. I usually just use the pumpkin stem. So, all right. Well, that is us for today. So have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. A tip on getting things done that I heard last week that I loved was that sometimes people find that they have this really big task. It's kind of hard to get done. And some people say, oh, do that first task, the big task first, just to get it done. But that doesn't always happen because it's like a big hurdle to jump over. So instead, the recommendation was to have a bunch of little tasks that you put together that are just easy to flip off and just check off your list. And then when you're in the mode of checking things off and getting things done, then tackle that big one. So depending what's on your list today, if you have some fun projects or things that you have to do before you get to your fun projects, have that extra little tip for the road. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm really having a fun time and I hope you're enjoying these. So make sure you like, love, share the video if you're having fun, and click to be notified when I go live if that Facebook option pops up for you. So, all right guys, happy stamping. Take care.